In this table, we're going to look at pivot tables. We're going to be looking at the file, Amazon Sales Tax. We're going to go to our sheet containing a table, the one that we've been working on. In order to create a pivot table, we're going to click on the Insert tab, and then click on the button that says Pivot Table. A box will come up, and we're going to click OK. What we notice here is a listing of the various fields from the table, and then 4 boxes underneath. In order to create the pivot table, what we're going to do is drag the various fields into the appropriate box. So for instance, I'm going to hold down my left mouse and drag Sales Area into the Row Labels box. After doing that, you can see listed are the 4 areas. Next, I'm going to take the Total Cost Multiple Steps field and drag and drop that into the Values box. The results showing right here. Now the Values box contains usually the numeric fields. And how we're handling that numeric field is going to show here also that we're summing the numeric field. Results showing over here. So once again, what this is showing is that the East region has brought in $703.01. Now what we would want to do is clean that up a little bit with formatting so that we're showing it as an accounting format. How you do that? There's actually a few ways, but I'm going to show you right here by going into our values, hitting the down arrow, and clicking on Value Field Settings. Clicking on Number Format, and then clicking on either the accounting format or the currency format. I'm going to click on accounting. 2 decimal places, hit OK, hit OK again. You can see what our totals are in a cleaner format. Also, we want to clean up the area that's showing row labels and at times also column labels. How you do that is by clicking on Design, Report Layout, click on Show in Tabular Form. So now we know what our actual field names or rows and columns stand for. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to drag down the field named State. So we have things listed by our area, by state, and then the total sales. If we wanted to, we can take that field and drag and drop it and place it here. During the last lesson, we looked at dynamic charts using tables. We have the ability to do that also with pivot tables. I'm going to drag the sales area here. And move the state out. And we're going to create a chart. I'm going to do that by clicking on Insert, Column, 2D Column Chart. Let's get rid of the total here. Clicking on it. delete key. Now the idea of a dynamic chart, we can actually come in here and then filter on a sales area field, either here or here. East and Midwest. That's all it's showing. We know that we filtered because we have the Y. It's also showing right here. I can go back, hit the down arrow, and clear my filters so that everything is now showing. So right now I've adjusted the pivot table, so in the rows I'm showing the sales area, and I'm also totaling the cost for multiple steps. Results showing here, and I also have a chart. What I'm going to do next is drag down the state field. Once again, we're talking about how dynamic this is. Drew down the state, so I have my sales area and the states listed and the totals for each of those states. And my chart has now been updated to include all 4 regions and the states. If I want to, I can easily come into here on the sales area and choose only the east, and just the east will be shown. I can come in here and click on state. And show Massachusetts and Maine. Again, we have 2 filters showing. Filters are showing up here, also on top here. In order to remove the filters, come up here, hit the down arrow, clear my filters for state, clear my filters for sales area. So now that everything is now showing. Next, I'm going to remove the state field and the sales area field. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag down the date field. So what we have here is a listing of all the dates and the sales associated with each of those dates, which is a very powerful feature. We go in and choose specific dates if we wanted to. We could filter. We could actually go in and use a more powerful date filter. But for now, I want to show these dates as months within a given year. How I do that is by clicking on one of the dates, right click, group, months are chosen, but the key here is always to choose also the years. So I'm going to click on months and years in case I have multiple years. Click on OK. And we can see how those dates have been rolled into months. Extremely powerful. And our pivot table chart has also been adjusted. Next, I want to show you how to retrieve the underlying table from the pivot table. So So right now we have it grouped the year 2012, the months, and what the sales are. If I wanted to see the underlying information for the month of January 2012, I can come into this cell right here where it's saying 6520 and quickly double left clicking. And this is a sheet showing how those results are calculated. Very powerful. Once again, if I was to drag down the sales area, place it here, my chart would look like this. If I moved it up, it's primary sort, it would look a little bit cleaner. Move my chart over. Once again, we're grouping by sales area, years, and date. And we have each of the regions. But if I wanted to see what that underlying data was, I could quickly, let's say for the East Coast area in September, get the underlying data for $230.24. Quickly double left click, and this is the information. Thank you.